Gently close your eyes. Do deep breathing. We'll chant Om once together. Synchronize the chanting of Om with your exhalation. Breathe in. Sahana vavatu, sahanau bhunaktu, sahaviryam karavavahai, tejasvinavaditamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Gently open your eyes. We'll chant from verses 1 to 5 of chapter 3. Arjuna Uvacha.
Arjuna Uvacha.
Jayasi chet karmanaste.
Jayasi chet karmanaste.
Mata buddhir janardana.
Mata buddhir janardana.
Tat kim karmani ghore mam.
Tat kim karmani ghore mam.
Niyojayasi keshava.
Niyojayasi keshava.
Vyamishreneva vakyena.
Vyamishreneva vakyena.
Buddhim mohayasiva me.
Buddhim mohayasiva me.
Tadekam vada nishchitya.
Tadekam vada nishchitya.
Yena shreyohamapnuyam.
Yena shreyohamapnuyam.
Shri Bhagavanuvacha.
Shri Bhagavanuvacha.
Lokesmin dvividha nishtha.
Lokesmin dvividha nishtha.
Pura prokta maya nagha.
Pura prokta maya nagha.
Jnana yogena sankhyanam.
Jnana yogena sankhyanam.
Karma yogena yoginam.
Karma yogena yoginam.
न कर्मणामनारम्भात्
न कर्मणामनारम्भात्
नैष्कर्म्यं पुरुषोऽश्नुते
नैष्कर्म्यं पुरुषोऽश्नुते
न च सन्न्यसनादेव
न च सन्न्यसनादेव
सिद्धिं समधिगच्छति
सिद्धिं समधिगच्छति
न हि कश्चित् क्षणमपि
न हि कश्चित् क्षणमपि
जातु तिष्ठत्यकर्मकृत्
जातु तिष्ठत्यकर्मकृत्
कार्यते ह्यवशः कर्म
कार्यते ह्यवशः कर्म
सर्वः प्रकृतिजैर्गुणैः
सर्वः प्रकृतिजैर्गुणैः
Hari Om, and a very good day to all of you. So last week we were seeing this sacred principle of Naishkarmyam, the principle of actionlessness. So the moment we talk of action, we always think the physical action is the only action. See, the mind thinks in a very shallow way, in a very superficial way. So whatever is seen to us, we generally believe. What is behind whatever we are seeing is something which we don't even explore. Like a child who watches a cartoon movie thinks that those cartoon characters are real. The child does not have the depth to understand the creator behind those cartoons. Now, what is interesting is, adults are also like children only, from a spiritual point of view. Because a child is involved in the cartoon movies, an adult is involved in the normal movies. Most people take movies and these serials and all these as real. They lack the depth to penetrate and see that these things have been created by a few people. That is why when a particular movie becomes a hit, let's say a particular character of the movie is liked by everyone, you will find that many youngsters, many adults start emulating that character. It requires a certain amount of objectivity to enjoy these things without getting influenced. So when you consider action, it is the same superficial approach with which you try and understand what action is. So the moment the word karma, right now we'll take it as action, the moment the word karma is used, you understand it as the external action, the physical action. That is, you restrict it to physical action. Whereas From the higher standpoint, karma is not restricted to mere physical action alone. Karma means manifestation. When something is in 100% unmanifest stage, that is called the seed, the cause. And when the seed starts manifesting, that is called karma. I want you to focus on whatever is being said and absorb this principle, because it will be very useful as we go along in this chapter. So when we talk of manifestations, the manifestation can be very subtle, or the manifestation can become a little more gross, and then more gross, and then you have the maximum form of manifestation, the grossest form. So depending upon your depth in perception, you will be able to see the manifestation, that is the various stages of manifestation. If you are very gross, you will only see the last stage of manifestation. As you become more advanced, as you become more subtle, you will start seeing the subtler manifestations, the subtler expressions also. From a macrocosmic point of view, we use the word manifestation. From an individual point of view, that is, if you want to personalize it, relate it to yourself, the word expression will make it a little more easy for you to get a hang of this principle. So how do you express yourself? You are an individual. So how does the individuality express itself? That is called karma. Each individual is unique. You are different from your neighbor. You are different from all others. Similarly, the other person is different from every other person whom you would be able to see. So like this, if you take each individual is unique, he or she will have his or her own identity, individual uniqueness, individuality. Now, naturally, the individuality keeps expressing itself. That is what we call as manifestation. So when you go to sleep, let's say the night you go to sleep, you enter into deep sleep. Now, where are all those expressions? Where is your individuality? There is no individuality. It is a state of nothingness. We're talking of dreamless sleep. It is called sushupti, sushupti avastha in Sanskritam language. Now, when you go through that deep sleep state of consciousness, you are in a state of unmanifested form, we can say. Just pure seeds are there. The moment it is a state of nothingness, zero, there is no question of which one is better, Supposing another person, let's say your competitor also gets into deep sleep. Now you're also into deep sleep. When you are awake, when you're doing your business and all that, there is a rivalry, there is a competition. Is that person better or am I better? But when both of you enter into deep sleep, now in deep sleep there is no competition. Because deep sleep by its very definition means zero, a state of nothingness, an unmanifest stage. Only when there is a manifestation, when there is an expression, all the differences come about. Now, when you wake up again, your individuality starts expressing itself. If you're a painter, those tendencies come out. If you're a singer, the expression of singing starts happening. If you're a business person, that kind of expression happens. But in deep sleep, where were all these expressions? Your thoughts, your desires, your emotions, your actions, your speech, where were all they? We can't say they just disappeared. As you know, energy can neither be created nor destroyed. This is a basic scientific law. So thought, desires, emotions, all these are very potent forms of energy. Now to say that they just disappear is highly unscientific. So they were there. See, because before you went to sleep, you had a particular individuality. And then after you get up from sleep, the same individuality continues. But in between, it was absent. So therefore, what does it mean? The individuality was present, but in a seed form, unmanifest form. That is what they call as vasanas. Avidya, ignorance, impressions. And then those vasanas manifest in a subtle form first, as thoughts. And then further grows form, desires. And then it further grossifies into emotions. Between thoughts and desires, there are so many other things like beliefs. We are not getting into every aspect now, but just a few examples to understand that these are all various grades of manifestation. And then it manifests into a particular pattern of breathing also. For example, let's say you have the emotion of anger. Now you breathe in a particular way. Let us say you have the emotion of cheer. Now you breathe in a particular way. Our yogis had made a thorough study of this. Just by looking at how a person is breathing, now a yogi will be able to say what is the emotion which that person is going through at the conscious level and at the subconscious level also, and at further deeper levels. Breathing is also one form of expression that is happening. So the pattern of breathing, the type of breathing, depends upon what are the forces acting in your mind. See, sometimes when you're having a lot of stress, let us say suppressed desires, you notice the psychology. A person whose desires are very suppressed, that person will say, they'll constantly, without their knowledge, they will breathe heavily every now and then. That is a kind of what can we say, a natural release which happens, as it were. Nature has designed it in that way, because when you're having stress, that puts a lot of stress on the breathing itself. When a person is full of passion, he or she breathes in a particular way. Now, of course, if we get into that topic now, that is like an ocean, because they devised various methods methods by which you can change the pattern of breathing, and through that slowly gain control over your mind. In the Prana Tattva level 1, these principles have been incorporated. Those of you who have taken the empowerment, you would have learned that that special prana vayu breathing technique which was given. Now, when you keep on practicing that, slowly you turn inward. It is very interesting. And then after that, it comes out as speech. Not only does it express as speech, it also expresses, the individual nature. It expresses as various actions also. So the moment we talk of an individual, we are talking of the expressions. Unless the seeds express, you will not know what the individuality is. Of course, we are not talking of a yogi's approach. A yogi has the capacity to go deep in meditation and penetrate into that nothingness where the seeds are there, and he'll be able to see what those seeds are. Now, that is a very advanced level. But from a normal point of view, the seed is under the ground. Only when it starts growing up into a plant and tree and all that, you will know what type of tree it is. Similarly, what is underground within you is your seeds. Are your seeds, is your unmanifest stage. Now, what is coming out of the ground are your thoughts, your desires, your emotions, your beliefs, your speech, your actions. All these are various stages of manifestation. So the great masters, they said you should be in a state of naishkarmyam. Naishkarmyam means without karma. Now, out of all these, which one is karma? We take only the final action. But from a yogic perspective, the very individuality itself is based on karma only. When we take the stage of nothingness, that is the seed form, that is also karma only. When it manifests in a slight way at the thought level, that is also karma only. Intellectual karma. When you analyze more, it becomes more pronounced. But even at the first thought level, it is karma only. Then what about at the desire level? Is that karma? Yes. Emotion level. That is also karma, mental karma, emotional karma, we can say. Then speech, vachika karma. Actions, physical karma. So when you interpret karma as action, in the sense of physical action. And then when you try to understand these verses, you will never be able to get the deeper wisdom. So when you understand karma as expressions, action is the grossest form of expression. But there are very, very subtle forms of expressions also. And from the highest standpoint, that is from the standpoint of the infinite, even the seeds, what we call as vasanas or impressions, that is also nothing but that is also nothing but expressions only, expressions of individuality, because they define the individuality. See, when we look at it from the infinite point of view, everyone is same. The infinite principle is running through every person in the world, not only human beings, every creature, every object, every atom. So, when we attune ourselves to the infinite, we see no differences. Differences are there, but we see the unifying principle. So, any kind of difference is caused because of that individuality. So, this is the difference between Paramatma and Jivatma. Atma means the soul. Paramatma means that one infinite soul, the infinite consciousness which is present in everyone equally, no difference. And Jivatma is that individual manifestation. You are different from your neighbor. That is called Jivatma, the individuality. So from the highest standpoint, even the stage of seeds, the impressions, that is also nothing but karma. That is the first manifestation. When we look at it from the standpoint of actions, desires, thoughts and all that, we say this is an unmanifest state. But when you go further deep and get attuned to the infinite, that is also a manifested state only. That is a manifestation of the individuality. So when the master said, get into a state of naishkarmyam, they meant go beyond the actions, emotions, desires, thoughts, the seeds, burn up all the seeds and become one with the infinite. True naishkarmyam is being one with that infinite God principle. There are absolutely no expressions at all. That is what is real naishkarmyam. Or rather, when it is said that there are no expressions at all, that has to be explained a little bit. Only then it will help you in your sadhana. Even when the expressions are there, your identification is not with the expressions, but it is with the infinite. So on one hand you have the infinite, then you have the seeds, which we call as the unmanifest desires or unmanifest thoughts, unmanifest stage with respect to the rest of the expressions. And then you have the thoughts, you have beliefs, you have desires, you have emotions, various kinds of emotions. Then you have the pranas, you have speech, you have actions, physical actions. Now, what is Naishkarmyam? If you stop off the physical actions alone or the speech, some people think now Maunam means I should stop talking. That is only at the external level. What about the forces behind these gross expressions? What about your emotions? What about your thoughts? What about your beliefs? Actually, what is this system meant for? That also we will see as we go along, because you should understand the purpose of this creation. But first, so what is Naishkarmyam here? The moment the yogi said be in a state of Naishkarmyam, now maximum a common man goes up to is, let me now stop acting or let me stop talking. Many people claim superiority in terms of spiritual growth because they talk less or they act less. That is a very shallow approach to spirituality. So when the master said be in a state of Naishkarmyam, it means moving from, that is moving the identification or moving your consciousness from actions and speech to the pranas, and from there to the mind, the various emotions, desires, beliefs and all that, and then to the thought level, going up to the seed level, and then burning up all the seeds and becoming one with the infinite. This is the path of moving from action to actionlessness, karma to Naishkarmyam. That is what is karma yoga. Karma means action in a general way. Karma yoga means uniting with the infinite. So moving from karma and uniting with the infinite ultimately. That is what is a sadhana of Naishkarmyam. So it's a gradual process. It doesn't happen just overnight like that. So as you do your sadhana, initially you will be very, very involved with your actions and speech. Now as you do your sadhana, you will advance a little bit. You will start withdrawing your consciousness to the pranic level. Your actions and speech will be going on as usual. See, that is the key there. But now you will be shifting the center of operations from the external to something which is behind that. See, in offices and all, they do that, no? You have a particular place. Let us say that is the showroom where people can come and interact. But then the head office or the center of operations will be elsewhere. That is where they are operating from. Similarly, the actions and speech, all that belongs to your physical, they all belong to your physical body. Now, let the body act, let the body speak, let it do various activities. But your center can be shifted. It is a very subtle art. This principle of Naishkarmyam is very, very subtle. It's a subtle sadhana. So in the Prana Tattva level 1 empowerment, that was what was taught to you. To shift your consciousness from the external actions to the Prana Vayu Sharira. That is why that powerful breathing technique was given. So when you keep practicing that, slowly your consciousness will withdraw. And then we'll have to take it further inward. After that, we go to the mind level. So even when the body is acting, you're speaking, the body is performing various activities, the mind, when you shift your center to the mind, then you start getting full control over the mind, mastery over the mind. Then your mind will calm down. So your body will be acting, your mouth will be talking, your brain will be going through the various thoughts and all that. But your mind will be very calm and composed. That is further advancement. I'm only explaining to you how this Naishkarmyam happens as you advance in spirituality. And then when you do more sadhana, a stage would come where your physical body is acting, your mind is very alert and calm, but your center now has shifted to the thoughts, the basic thoughts, the material of the mind. And then through your sadhana, as you advance further, the body will be acting, the mind will be feeling, the various thoughts will be going on, but your center will shift to the Jivatma level, the consciousness level. But it's still limited consciousness, but that itself is a very powerful state. See, the various empowerment programs are happening. These are all preparations. At one point, the empowerment to get attuned with the Jivatma will also be given. But you need to get prepared for that. That is why it is very important to attend every empowerment course. Because every empowerment course actually prepares you to go to the next level. There is nothing like 100% mastery. See, supposing you say, sir, one empowerment, so many things are given, I am unable to practice all that fully. Now, am I ready for the next empowerment? If you are able to practice everything 100%, you don't require any empowerment. When the master is giving, he very well knows that the student cannot practice it 100%. But that energy is given so that whatever level you are in, that's fine. You will be uplifted. Slowly you will get prepared. And then when you do your sadhana, subtle sadhana, and you advance further, from the Jivatma level, you will shift to the infinite consciousness level, the Paramatma level. That is another long journey. When I say long, I mean very intense journey. It doesn't, again, it's not that at one go it will happen. It's a very, very gradual transformation. So this entire process is the sadhana of Naishkarmyam. Now when the great yogis said, now you need to be in a state of Naishkarmyam, state means they're talking of that infinite, and path means they're talking of this path only. But without any depth and understanding, how people have taken Naishkarmyam is stopping your physical activities. Can you see the absurdity of the whole thing? That is the first thing you need to register. Whenever we associate spirituality with merely changing something externally, it is so absurd, because that is a very small aspect of your entire personality. It is the outer covering, we can say. It is like, if you have a headache, you say, let me go and have a haircut, then my headache will go. Even as I'm saying that, That statement itself has no meaning. You laugh at it. What does a headache got to do with a haircut? See, there you are able to understand it because you understand that haircut is something which is totally external, whereas the pain which you are having is something internal. Yet that is what people are doing in the name of spirituality. See, karmanam anarambat means non-commencement of action means, see again, action means any kind of externality. The moment a person wants to become spiritual, now what does he or she do? They try to change things externally, the dress which they are wearing. See, generally people associate spirituality with a particular kind of dress. It is a conditioning of the mind. It is a very shallow approach. Supposing next week I come in a t-shirt and give this same discourse. The discourse is going to be the same. The energy is going to be the same. But you will have a block because you associate spirituality with a particular kind of dress only. It is very absurd. Then you try to stop actions, you try to stop things, you try to change things in an artificial, superficial way. So we associate spirituality with all externalities. The dress which a person wears, the language which a person speaks. Just because a person is well versed in Sanskritam language, we think that person is spiritual. That is just another language. It's a beautiful language, no doubt about it. All classical languages are so wonderful, you know. But that does not define a person's spiritual status, spiritual development. Then the actions. See, we interpret spirituality in terms of all these externalities only. Now, as a sadhak, you should start developing more depth. When you understand this principle of naishkarmyam, thereafter, your sadhana will become more meaningful. You will automatically start moving in this path if when you do your daily sadhana, whether it is yoga sankirtan or other meditations, empowerment meditations, which you will be doing, whatever it is that you're doing, your approach itself will become more subtle. So naturally the energy which you derive will start becoming more. So you will start moving from the state of action to the state of actionlessness, the state of karma to naishkarmyam. The process of moving from karma to naishkarmyam is called karma yoga. That is this third chapter. See, if you remember the first day, that is when we started this chapter, an introduction was given as to what is karma yoga. Just imagine at that time, if I told you the process of moving from karma to naishkarmyam is karma yoga, now nobody would have understood. You may have even stopped. This is very confusing, let me stop, But now, as we go deeper and deeper into this chapter, you will be able to appreciate the depth of this wisdom which these great masters have given us, Just to understand and absorb this wisdom itself is a lifetime process for us. So imagine how great these masters are to have discovered these truths and they have given it to us. So this is a great opportunity, provided you go with the flow. See, so don't take these sessions as sessions meant to give you knowledge about the Bhagavad Gita. No. See, for example, third chapter means Karma Yoga. Okay, let me learn what Karma Yoga is. It is not merely learning things in a superficial way. It is actually going into the depth of it and creating an opportunity for yourself to move towards the infinite. So karma means expression, any form. See, if you're very gross, you will only consider karma as physical action. Little more subtle, you will consider speech also as karma. If you become more subtle, you will consider the prana, the pranic flow also as karma. Because, as I told you, according to your thoughts and emotions, your pranic flow changes. Breathing is an expression of the pranic flow only. Then if you become more subtle, you will consider the emotions as karma. When you become more subtle, you will consider the desires as karma. More subtle, the beliefs and thoughts, ideologies. And then as you advance and you become more and more subtle, you will consider the seeds as karmas. As long as the seeds are there, now the manifestation or expressions are going to happen. So your efforts will not be merely in changing your external expressions. Your efforts will start becoming focused on burning up those seeds. And then when you become very, very advanced, you will see karma as individuality. See, the moment we talk of individuality, there is a separation from the totality, from the infinite. That itself is karma for a very advanced yogi. So all his efforts at that point will be to unite the individuality with the totality. So karma itself has so many connotations according to what level you are in. So when he says karma yoga, it is not merely the yoga of action. Even though we have translated it as like that, it is not merely the physical action, but it could mean at any level, at all levels, it is nothing but karma yoga only. So in the previous verse, what did he say? He said there is a twofold nishtha path. He said one is jnana yoga, the other is karma yoga. Jnana yoga for Sankhyas and karma yoga for yogis. I had explained to you clearly. Now, what does he mean by jnana yoga and karma yoga? With this understanding of Naishkarmyam, you will be in a better position to grasp the true principle. So, broadly speaking, you have the seeds, then you have thoughts, then you have the desires, emotions, then you have actions. Actions means speech also. So, when you make any attempt to purify your actions, that is what is generally called as karma yoga. I gave you the deeper meaning of karma yoga as the path towards that. Now we are further relativizing it, we are coming down a bit. So whenever you use your actions, the physical body, to get back to the infinite, that is called karma yoga. When you purify your emotions and desires, when you use your mind to get back to the infinite, that was called bhakti yoga, the yoga of devotion. When you use your thoughts, your discrimination to get back to the infinite, when you purify your thoughts, that was called jnana yoga. And when you do the sadhana of burning up the seeds, the karmas, the vasanas, through meditation that was called dhyana yoga. So in the previous verse, he divided into karma yoga and jnana yoga. So what does he mean by karma yoga there? The purification at the physical level, which is what we normally call as karma yoga, then bhakti yoga, and at the thought level, jnana yoga. All these things, he classified them as karma yoga. And then the process of burning up the seeds and merging the individuality with the infinite totality, that process he called as jnana yoga. They are not two different parts, but they are two different stages or parts of the same path only. So that's why if you get stuck with these words, you will never be able to gain depth in this wisdom. Krishna himself will be using the same words to mean different things as we go along. In the next line, you're going to see, he uses the word sannyasa. By sannyasa, you cannot achieve anything, he says here. But later on, he says sannyasa is the way. So you will get totally confused if you get stuck with words. As Shakespeare said, words. Polonius was reading a book, and when he was asked, "What are you reading?" he said, words. Very powerful message there. So we generally don't go beyond the words. Our entire approach is so superficial. So here is an opportunity for you to understand the real depth of what is spirituality. So when we talk of purification of actions, purification of the mind, purification of thoughts, and then burning up the seeds, tell me, can you neglect any aspect? You cannot. A person who says, I will neglect the purification of the mind, but I will only focus on actions, now he will not succeed. That is why whatever yogi says, there has to be an integral approach. You will have to combine all these four, the karma yoga, the bhakti yoga, the jnana yoga and dhyana yoga, all these four in the right proportion. Initially, you may spend more time in purification of actions and speech. Now later on you may shift more towards the purification of the emotion. It all depends upon at what stage you are in, number one, and what is your proportion, what are your weaknesses. Some people may have an emotional weakness. That is pronounced emotional weaknesses. Some people will have pronounced weaknesses in terms of a particular physical action. See, like if you see, some people don't have any control over their speech. If they start talking, now they completely lose their objectivity, everything. They are not even bothered to find out whether the other person is listening to them or not. They will go on saying things. Now, if that is your weakness, then first you will focus on that when you do your sadhana. A person may have perfect mastery over his speech, but he may have a weakness related to eating, let us say. The moment he sees food, now he starts indulging. Then that is where he needs to focus on initially. So as you advance and when your weaknesses start manifesting, your sadhana will also change. The proportion will vary. How much of focus you need to give when it comes to sadhana at the physical level, at the emotional level, at the thought level, at the meditation level. So this proportion will keep on varying. Meditation alone, we will keep it aside because only when you really purify yourself, you will be in a position to burn up the karmas directly. See why all these materials have been given to you. whether it is a yoga sankirtan or the other empowerment material, it is because the higher Shakti has been invoked. The Guru Shakti helps you to burn up those seeds. By yourself, you will not be able to do it. If by yourself you are able to do it, then there is nothing like that. You don't require a guru, you don't require anyone. But it's practically not possible because that's a subtlest sadhana. That is why whatever experiences you get when you are doing the Yoga Sankirtan sadhana or when you are attending the empowerment sessions, whatever it is, never attribute it to yourself because there are so many invisible forces. The Guru Shakti is at work. It is helping you to purify yourself. So the moment you arrogate the results to yourself, oh, I meditated, I did this, I did that. Now all the fruits of the tapas will go away. Be very, very humble. Now, how to merge the individuality with the totality? That is a very advanced level of empowerment. We are not getting into that now. That is called Samadhi actually. Now there are different levels of Samadhi. The highest stage of Samadhi is complete union with the infinite. Now that is applicable only at very, very advanced stages. So when the context comes, when the empowerment will be definitely given, and that process also will be started. Actually, without knowing the theory, many of those principles have been already incorporated in your Yoga Sankirtan empowerments, in the other empowerments also. That is why during the even the infinite happiness which you're having, I'm getting a lot of mails wherein you're all saying that we don't even know how time is passing. Because this time the infinite happiness, the energy is very, very powerful. You're all experiencing that. So just imagine to be in that state for such a long time is not so easy. Without the help of the higher Shakti and the Guru Shakti, it is not possible. But because you are getting into the different levels of Samadhi only, even though that specialized empowerment is not being given, that principle is being incorporated. So that is the subtler sadhana. These are all gross sadhanas. So that's what he meant. Jnana yogena sankhyanam, karma yogena yoginam. The gross sadhana and the subtle sadhana. So by non-commencement of action, one does not obtain actionlessness. So by clipping off the physical actions, now you cannot hope to achieve naishkarmyam. It is reducing the spirituality to absurdity. See, if you take the Ramayana, now Ravana, when he came to abduct Sita, what dress did he wear? What was the external appearance? He came in the form of a saint, as if he was a great master. The Lakshmana had put a circle around the hut where they were staying. He said, at any cost, don't cross that. That was the Lakshmana Rekha, very, very powerful energy. So Ravana was unable to enter. So he went in the disguise of a saint and he asked for alms. And when Sita came, she said, you come in and take. but he was not able to enter. So he told her, you come out and give me. That was a mistake she made. Then immediately he kidnapped her. And now, we are not getting into the full story part and what is the meaning of that and all, but I want you to focus on this aspect. Ravana portrayed himself as a saint. But what was he inside? He was a Rakshasa. It's a very, very powerful message which Valmiki is giving. In the coming verses, in the next few verses, we will be seeing that in detail. He uses the word nidhyasana. Nidhyasana means hypocrite, being a hypocrite. That is a terrible weakness which everyone has. So even though Ravana came in the disguise of a saint, he has not become a saint. That is only a change at the external level. What about the internal level? There is no change, there is no purification. So just by karmana manarambha, means by stopping of actions at the physical level, now you are not stopping anything internally. Your desires actually will continue, your thoughts will continue, the seeds will be there. Your separation from the totality will still be there. It will not only merely be there, actually your desires will increase. Where suppression increases the desire. Then you may ask me, now shall I go and indulge? We will see that later on when the topic comes. Indulgence also will increase your desires only. Actually, Karma Yoga is neither indulging nor suppressing. It's very carefully moving in this path of Naishkarmyam. So, as a sadhak, the sadhana message which you get is don't go by mere externalities or superficiality. Today, the non-essentials of spirituality have been highlighted, and all these things are understood as spirituality. The essentials of spirituality have gone away. What are the non-essentials? The kind of dress you wear, the lifestyle. See, lifestyle will vary according to the particular culture. A certain kind of lifestyle may have certain advantages. That is different. But here we are talking in terms of spiritual growth. From a spiritual point of view, lifestyle has nothing to do with your spiritual advancement. So the kind of dress you wear, the lifestyle, the language. In every aspect of the sadhana, the essentials and non-essentials you need to understand. Like karma yoga, bhakti yoga, jnana yoga, dhyana yoga, all these things, When it comes to karma yoga, there is that extra emphasis. The non-essentials are the rituals, the ritualistic part. The essentials are the spirit of service and sacrifice. So people leave that. They hang on to the rituals. They hang on to the external acts of service rather than building the inner bhavana. Those are the essentials. When it comes to bhakti yoga, essentials, non-essentials, the method of worship, the pujas and all those are non-essential. That can be changed. That has been changed by masters also as the trend kept changing. The real essence of bhakti yoga is devotion, unconditional love. So many aspects are there. Now all those are left out. Similarly, in jnana yoga, non-essentials are study of books, gaining that external knowledge. The essentials of jnana yoga are developing the discrimination, developing clarity. Now all those are left out. Discrimination means discriminating between the higher and the lower. We are not talking of external discrimination. That is not the spirit here. Similarly, when it comes to meditation, the externalities like what time you are doing, what posture, this, that, those are all conducive. But the real essence of meditation is the higher energy flow. Now that has been left out. So you find that the approach itself has become so shallow and superficial in every aspect of spirituality. All the non-essentials are being taken up today, and people think that they are following spirituality. Whereas what our ancient wisdom stresses on is not on all these non-essentials, but the essentials, the basic principles. And one fundamental principle is nothing but raising your consciousness, expanding your consciousness. Expanding your consciousness from finite to the infinite level. That is the very foundation of spirituality. And when that is not there, anything else which you do really does not matter. It's not going to give you that spiritual development. So, Naish Karmyam, I want you to think about this. That is from the relative level to the absolute level. At any level, this principle of Naish Karmyam is applicable. Actually, all the empowerments which a master gives are based on this principle of Naish Karmyam only. Depending on what level you are in, those empowerments are given. And when a student advances to the highest level, then the final empowerment of Naish Karmyam is given, which is uniting the Jivatma with the Paramatma, the individual with the infinite. So, when he uses the word Naish Karmyam, he says one does not obtain Ashnute. He uses the word Ashnute. That is a very significant word because it goes along with the principle of Naish Karmyam. In the next line, when we are seeing sannyasa, there he uses the word Samadhi Gacchati, Adhigamanam. So that word, that also means obtains only when we superficially translate. But there is an emphasis there. That word itself has a clue how to achieve sannyas, the real sannyas. Similarly, this word Ashnute has a clue how to practice this sadhana of Naish Karmyam. So Ashnute in general means to obtain, but if we go deeper into that word, Ash, first of all, Ash means pervade, fill completely. Now, that is the first dimension of Ash. So, what is Ashnute, obtaining? How do you get into the state of actionlessness? You will have to fill yourself. With what? With that infinite energy. Even though the word Naish Karmyam means actionlessness, by using the word Ashnute, he is actually giving a clue as to how to do that sadhana. The sadhana of Naish Karmyam is not by stopping of actions, he says. It is by Ashnute. Ashnute means filling yourself with that infinite energy. That is the very purpose of sadhana. Without the energy, without getting attuned to the higher energy, externally you may be doing a particular sadhana, but that is not going to elevate you. See, even these sessions, if you merely come, let us say, to note down all the points at the intellectual level, what are all the points which Yogishri is giving today? Let me now see. Now, if you stop with that, that is not going to give you the real spiritual evolution. It may help you in a particular way, but not more than that. Supposing you come for these lectures with the idea, oh, when I come and listen with, I don't understand anything, but I feel very calm when I hear his voice. So peaceful, how nice it is, so sweet. Some people say that. That is approaching it merely at the emotional level. You will get certain benefits, no doubt, but that is not going to cause you real spiritual evolution. Supposing you come for these sessions, now I am learning how to live my life, let me succeed. Whatever my goals are, worldly goals, let me fulfill them. Let me become financially independent, let me become better in my relationships. You will get those relative benefits, but the real spiritual evolution you will not get if you stop with that. Now, who is a person who can get maximum benefits? What I mean by maximum benefits is that expansion of consciousness and getting close to the infinite. Who will get that? That person who approaches the same sessions and with the right bhavana and absorbs the energy which is being invoked. Without that spiritual energy, the rest of the benefits are all mere worldly benefits. But the moment that spiritual energy is added on, then the whole exercise becomes a sadhana, real sadhana, powerful sadhana. So, when you attend these sessions, you will get all these benefits. If you don't have a job, you will get a job. It all depends on your intention only, how much you practice. If you are financially not so well off, you will start attracting a lot of wealth if you apply this properly. If your relationships are not okay, genuinely your relationships will start becoming better because you will start developing a positive bhavana. So it will have its effects. Similarly, if you are a very confused person, now you will become more clear. But all these have no relevance to spirituality without the higher Shakti or higher spiritual energy. If that is not there, then these benefits, no doubt you will get all these benefits, but then you will get stuck there. That is why the word ashnute is so important. So it is no doubt these sessions are very useful to you in your life, practically, but that is not enough. You should use these sessions every Sunday to recharge yourself and fill yourself with the higher Shakti that is being invoked. The moment you sit, the chanting of Om starts. Even before that, gently close your eyes. Even before closing the eyes itself, the energy is invoked. Actually, that is invoked around much earlier. So if you prepare yourself and sit for a while before the session starts, you will be able to feel that. So why do we start with the Om? Gently close your eyes, do deep breathing. All that will help you in attuning. And then let's chant Om. You take the breath in and then as you are breathing out, Om. That is very helpful for you to get attuned to the higher energy. So that is the principle of Ash, which is at work, Ashnute, filling yourself with that infinite energy. So whatever sadhana you're doing, remember this word Ashnute, unless and until you fill yourself completely with this infinite energy, any other sadhana which you do will not give you that ultimate benefit. It may give you relative benefits, but you will get stuck there. Our aim is not to get stuck anywhere. Yes, no doubt, finance is also important, relationships are important, success in your work is important, in your career. Everything will be taught to you. But the most important thing which is being taught to you, you should not miss. It is like you're picking up all the, good things are being given to you. Let us say some currency notes are being given to you. All that you're taking, but the main wealth is there. The Amrita. Amrita means the liquid which can give you immortality. That energy which is being given, if you miss, then it's even though you've got all the benefits, you've missed out on something very, very precious, the most precious thing. A master focuses only on that. The rest of the things he is giving, because you've developed blocks there. Unless these areas are also improved, your mind cannot become single pointed and focus on the higher. If you have resolved all your issues in these areas, then the master will not focus on teaching you how to improve your relationships, how to improve your health, these, that, all those things, success and all that. He will directly focus on uniting the individuality with the totality. But today, all these things are also required. Yes, benefit from that. But then you are the heir to the infinite wealth. That you should not miss. So by using the word ashnute, that clue is given. How do you get into the state of naishkarmyam, which is the infinite? That is by filling yourself with the infinite energy. Actually, you go to a master primarily for that purpose only. The rest are all fringe benefits, which anyway you will get. So this great science of spirituality, the inner science of spirituality, is meant for you to fly like an eagle. It is meant for you to expand your consciousness and enjoy the infinite, the experience of the infinite. That state is called enlightenment. So right from now itself, whatever level you're doing your sadhana, practice this principle of ashnute, filling yourself with the higher energy. So before you start your sadhana, even on a daily basis, just for a second, close your eyes, bow down to the higher Shakti, invoke that, bow down to the Guru Shakti, request the Guru Shakti to invoke the higher energy. It will become more powerful. And then do your sadhana. Then when you end your sadhana, again offer your gratitude to God, the higher Shakti. Offer your gratitude to your Guru and all the holy masters, the Guru Shakti. And then you end your sadhana. That's a beautiful practice. So ashnute means pervading, filling yourself. So we'll stop with that today. Next week I'll give you a couple of interesting dimensions of ashnute, which will help you to absorb and practice the principle of naishkarmyam better. Otherwise, there is no necessity to go into so much of depth of this word, but it will genuinely help you as a sadhak to absorb the principle of naishkarmyam and start practicing that in your life. So we'll see all that next week. And then we will also go to the second line, what is sannyasa, what is siddhim. It's very powerful. The second line is also very powerful. So we will see that in the coming weeks. Before we do the meditation, I'll take up a question which has come. Actually, this is not a question. Somebody has, a sadhak has mentioned, he has sent a mail wherein he has said, thank you Yogishri, thank you very, very much. If I were to look back at this life, the most remarkable thing would be the last 8 to 9 years I've spent to gather wisdom, listening to you and trying to practice the sadhanas. Like this, all the positive things he has mentioned, but I have a long way to go and I'm trying to be very consistent in my sadhana and all that. So he has mentioned that I've reached a stage of doing the daily sadhana regularly. I'm doing it in the mornings, but I'm conscious I need to improve the quality of the sadhana by making it gentle and sattvic. So I pray to the infinite and I also seek your help in this aspect. That's what he has mentioned. So now, this is a very important message which I want all the sadhaks to note. That is, your bhavana is very good, sir, when you say that I want to improve and all that. But when you say I want to make my sadhana more gentle and sattvic, that is something which you need to be careful about. See, how is it that you do your sadhana? You should not determine that your sadhana should be gentle or your sadhana should be heavy or like this or that. You should learn to go with the flow. See, you're already having a judgment. You think that when I do the yoga sankirtan or whatever sadhana, the empowerment sadhanas also, now this is the experience which I should get. I should feel very calm. I should feel this, I should feel that. If you have a prejudgment like that, then the sadhana will not be so successful. Supposing one day, let us say, the sadhana is not so gentle. Now some emotion which you have been storing from the past is coming out and getting released. That may not be so gentle. It may be very intense. Now, according to you, you should not say that, see, today my sadhana was not good, I didn't feel calm. The cleaning up process is happening. So don't ever try to define or forcefully make the sadhana make the sadhana gentle, or in quotes you're saying sattvic. You're not in a position to analyze all that. The best would be, as I told you, just surrender to the higher Shakti, surrender to the Guru Shakti and do your sadhana. Whatever experience you get, whether it is gentle according to you or whether it is not gentle, it is still helping you. When the cleaning up process is happening, the experience may not necessarily be gentle. Sometimes it may be very intense. When I say intense, intensely focused on cleaning up a particular negativity. It may not be so pleasant, but that doesn't mean now the sadhana is not of a good quality. No way. It only means the cleaning up is happening. So don't try to force anything. Just surrender and do the sadhana. Whatever experience comes, just watch that and leave it at that. Don't pass a judgment. This is good, this is bad. Whatever is there inside will slowly come out and you will get purified from within completely. Why I'm mentioning this is I want all the sadhaks to make a note of it. Because we are now going deep into this principle of Naishkarmyam. As you start absorbing this energy, many things will start coming out during your sadhana. But we have kept a minimum maximum energy limit in the sadhana material so that things will not come beyond your control. But still, when the intensity is increased, a little more of that will happen. At that time, you should not now feel, oh no, as my I'm not able to, meditate and be calm and all that. This energy of Naishkarmyam is very, very powerful. It will cause the cleaning up process. So, without passing any judgments, just surrender and do the sadhana. That is the way. Okay? So now we will do the nidhyasana. Gently close your eyes. Do deep breathing. Feel the divine vibrations. With every breath, I am going deeper and deeper into myself. Beyond this physical body, beyond the pranas, beyond the emotions and desires, beyond the various thoughts, beyond the seeds, lies the infinite supreme reality. I am one with that infinite reality. I bow down and seek the blessings of the higher Shakti and the Guru Shakti to be successful in my sadhana of Naishkarmyam, actionlessness. I choose to purify myself at all levels, starting from the physical level to the emotional level to the thought level and the seed level, through regular diligent sadhana. I am Swayam Prakashit, self-illuminating. Offer your gratitude to God Supreme. offer your gratitude to your Guru and all the holy masters. Slowly come back. Wriggle your fingers, your toes. Rub your palms together to create a warmth. Cup your eyes with your palms. Gently rub your eyes, your cheeks, forehead, top of the head, back of the head and neck. Slowly open your eyes. Welcome back. Today's session was very, very deep. The more you absorb this energy of Naishkarmyam, the more powerful you will become. The same truth has been given by these masters in different ways, different dimensions. So when we explore any dimension, that adds to your power. It complements whatever sadhana you're doing already. That is the beauty. Okay? Those of you who are doing the Infinite Happiness Empowerment course, now you don't need to do any special sadhana till the empowerment course is over. Please make a note of this. One more part is there. This week we are going to do part 4. And then after that, the question answer also will be there, wherein the balancing meditation will be done. So till the course is complete, you can relax and go through with the empowerment. And whatever questions you have when you send through the email. When you send them through the email, in the subject section, just mention it as infinite happiness questions. So it will be easy for people to sort them out. Okay, so I'll see you in the next session. Thank you very much. Hari Om.